Coming up on you are such you're one of those people that walks by like when there's a live broadcast and you're walking by, go, "Hi, Mom," aren't you?
That's
You
me.
are
Yeah.
so that. Coming up this week on Money Makes It Weird. It's a holiday season. We're talking about money and spending money for the holidays. How can you save your money? What you should be spending your money on? Not the gifts, but how you should be spending your money when it comes out of the holidays. How to make sure you're not going completely over budget. And if you're thinking about maybe giving money to somebody in the family over the holidays, how you can do that and what that looks like. We're going to be talking all about money and the holidays coming up next. All right, welcome to the holiday edition, the holiday party of Money Makes It Weird. My name is Matt Hayes. I am a professional certified talking head, and this gentleman right next to me is
Chris Fox, also a professional, but not a talking head, a financial planner.
Certified financial planner with Fox Financial and IPC. Glad to have you here. Thank you for being here during this busy holiday season. And no matter what holiday you celebrate, happy holidays. We're glad to have you here. And Chris, this is the time of year where we are getting together with family and friends. And as you did this weekend, as you were just telling me, going to the stores, whipping out that credit card, putting it down, and being so stressed out by spending just stupid money.
It was crazy in the mall. I got everything done. Thankfully.
Did you get all your holiday shopping done this weekend?
I'm done.
Good.
Anything now is just extras. And I think maybe that's where you could overspend. In the extras.
Probably. Because if you probably plan for it and you're ready to go, you go in, you get it, you come on out. But it's that, maybe this would be nice or that would be nice. Or
right?
I actually saw a commercial for a store where there was a woman walking through in her pajamas. And first off, I don't think really many people actually go shopping in their pajamas, but okay, with the slippers and all. But no, she's like just grabbing little extra things because like it's only an extra $5 or an extra $10. And I'm sitting there going, yeah. Come January and February, you're really going to be regretting that, aren't you? You're really going to be regretting that. And that's where people get in trouble.
Yeah. It's like when you're waiting in line and you're corralled into the lineup and there's stuff all the way around you. And you're like, oh, do I need that pack of gum? Or do I need, whatever they're selling?
Right.
It's crazy. The impulse buy.
And we're giving people more stuff to fill in their house when, we don't really need to be putting more stuff and finding little corners to put all those things.
Yeah. Funny story about stuff, Matt. Yeah. It's the beginning of December. Ooh, I bought my daughter an advent calendar. I hid it and I don't know where it is.
It's buried in all the other stuff that you have.
In my house.
So, yeah.
Oh, spent all day yesterday trying to find it.
Maybe you will find it at some point and you can then hold on to it for Christmas next year then. And you'll be good to go.
Yeah. But will it be cool then? I don't know.
She'll get over it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So let's throw some numbers out at you. I'm curious what you think about this. So according to nerdwallet.com, over 28 million Canadians, about 88% of the country, plans to spend approximately $20.3 billion on gifts during the 2025 holiday season. If you split that up amongst all the Canadians that are going to be spending, that's an average of $708 per shopper, which is similar to the $698 last year. So only about a $10 increase in spending compared to last year. And that's according to NerdWallet surveys of more than 1,000 Canadian adults. That's conducted by the Harris Poll. Now, when it comes to holiday budgets, the budget's got a little bit of a bump, like I just pointed out, but not too much. Sticky debt remains a reality. More than a quarter of 2024 holiday shoppers who incurred credit card debt for the holiday shopping last year, 28% say they are still paying off that debt, including 30% of millennials, 27% of Gen X, and 19% of baby boomers. Wow. So a good amount of people went into credit card debt just to fill that stuff in houses that probably people are not using.
Wow.
A good sign.
Did that say that they were just finishing to pay it? Like
they're still paying off that debt from a year ago.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Good sign, though. Shopping local is on a rise of 3-year
Mhm.
high. 3 in 10 2025 holiday shoppers say they're going to shop for more local gifts at local businesses in their community, which is up from 2024, which is a really good thing.
Mhm.
Tariffs are going to sway holiday shopping decisions, which I think is a sign of just shopping in general throughout the country this year.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's been a thing.
Yep.
And inflation continues to reshape gift giving in response to the rising costs. 36% of 2025 holiday shoppers plan to only buy gifts on sale. 35% will spend less per person this year than in years past. And
Hmm.
32% plan to give gifts to fewer people this year than in years past. That's really interesting. So the amount of gifts people are going to get and the amount of
Mhm.
people that are going to get is going to go on
Mhm.
down, which will be really interesting to see the amount of family conversations about that will happen on December 25th and December 26th
Right?
once Christmas and Hanukkah are over.
Right? Yeah. It those numbers floor me. Um,
How so?
I wonder well, first that they haven't paid the previous Christmas's debt, but I
That
wonder
and that's like a third of pretty much a third of
yeah,
minus baby boomers. That's about a quarter,
yeah,
but pretty much all the other ones a third of each generation.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, but I don't know that going into debt personally
Mhm.
is the right answer, right? But then I
Yeah.
wonder if you dig into those numbers,
Mhm.
because that's an average number that what, $700, which I think
Yep.
is could be low, but I
Mhm.
wonder if people, um are not buying so many gifts, but buying experiences. Like, I've
Mm.
heard people say,
Yeah.
"Hey, no gifts this year. We're going to Hawaii or we're
Yep.
going to Mexico. We're doing a big family trip."
Yep.
And I could see that being paid over a period of time if they didn't budget for it,
Yeah.
which it sounds like this third of people are not budgeting. But I wonder, right? Like,
Yeah. That's what we do. We always go on a bit of a trip. We always go on 2 big trips every year, one right after the holiday season, and that's
mhm.
kind of like our trip to each other. Oh, don't get me wrong. I still get her a little something at Christmas because, I have to, but, I'm legally I'm a man, I'm legally by law required to do
I think
so, at
so.
least something,
Yeah.
but it's always something like, it's a little something that's just something that's memorable usually. But
hmm
we are more about memories. It's more about experiences. That's
Yeah.
how we live our lives. We're
Yeah.
millennials. We are that stereotypical that way. So
Right.
we are not about stuff, even
Mhm.
with, the whole Black Friday sales thing and all, to
It's
me, I
crazy.
use the Black Friday sales not necessarily to buy stuff, but I use it as okay, my year subscription to X is going to be coming up around this time. Can
Right.
I get it at 33% off and save a buck? Yes. Yes,
Yep.
I can. All of my new subscriptions all cancel out at the end of November so that way I can get them 33% off when I pay for the year in advance. Every single one of them. It is a routine. All
That's great.
like my Spotify subscription is the same exact way. I have this whole system where I utilize Black Friday not to buy stuff. Every once in a while, I will buy 1 or 2 things that maybe I know I'm going to need and I'll take advantage of it, but I
Mhm.
don't do it just to do it. But I am very strategic about utilizing the day to use the benefits the best I can.
Yeah, that's smart. Smart planning.
So, with that being said, as we like to do here on Money Makes It Weird, because money does make the holidays weird, because it doesn't, yes, it's all about the love and the connections and the family get-togethers, but money makes it weird when it comes to gifts, when it comes to
Right?
how much do you spend for the family dinner and all of that.
Mhm.
How does one budget? So there's a couple different
Mhm.
articles all about this within all the different personal financial Reddits that we see. And as we
Yep.
say in every single episode, these are the stories and the questions and suggestions from people on Reddit. These are not our stories or our suggestions. And, every single piece of advice that is that you see and read, you should, take with a grain of salt, and you should consult your own professionals in your own circle before you take
Yes.
any sort of piece of advice and utilize it in your own world. And none of this should be construed as advice that you should utilize into your own world.
That was very compliant of you, Matt. Very
Thank you
good.
very much. Hello to the compliance team at IPC. So there's a bunch of different little articles. People saying, I feel like I'm always broke after the holidays with all these gifts I have to buy, which is
Mm,
always a people. I mean, that's like that stereotype in January. You stay at home because you don't do anything. Any
right?
advice on budgeting for, so this is a joyous time rather than it being a stressful time. People worried about spending this holiday season when you still also have bills, you have life to worry
Yeah.
about. Someone said I'm normally good with money, but recently I've had a lot of bills come up, and the savings in my house account has mainly quickly gone from $1,500 for their basic account just to over $100
Oof.
because they had, just some additional bills that come up plus Christmas.
Mhm.
So that quick,
Yeah.
that little rainy day fund quickly dried out that way. So what for someone that is in this holiday season time? What would you suggest to them? How do they, I mean, we are
Yeah.
kind of deep into it and people are spending, but what can you do to make sure that you are not overspending? How do you
Yeah.
make sure you stay on plan? And what can you do to make sure that it's still a lovely holiday season, but you're also not going to be regretting the amount of money
Mhm.
you spent in January?
Yeah. I mean, ideally, you'd want to pre-plan and save, right?
Right.
From January to December. But, another strategy is, if your budget's $500 or whatever it is,
Mm,
take it out in cash.
mm,
And this is the money you have to spend,
yeah.
and don't go beyond that. It's like this. I think if you can stick to that, hopefully you won't go over, right? But
Yeah.
also I think it's a mindset. Hey, Matt, like, is it keeping up with the Joneses? Is it, oh, my brother got me this last year, so I have to get him, something equivalent, or, you know, this year, or, or keeping up with people? Like, is it that?
I
Right?
think so. Yeah.
I think another cool idea would be, you have the gift, you draw the name, so everyone only is buying one gift for their
Yeah.
family, right? So
Mhm.
you're not buying six gifts, you're buying one, and everyone picks a name, which
Yeah.
I think is, much more cost effective.
Yeah.
And then people aren't ending up with all the stuff,
Yeah.
right? Like even stockings, right?
Mhm.
We used to, like, what do you put in stockings besides underwear and toothbrushes and toothpaste, right?
Yep.
Socks. But, a while ago, as adults, we just said, you know what? No more stockings for the adults, just for the kids, right?
Yep.
So, because those little things can add up, like that gadgets. I'm like, oh, they need a new carrot peeler.
Yeah.
They need a new bottle opener. Who needs a new bottle opener, right? Like
Yep.
just weird stuff that you're trying to fill a bag full of stuff.
There's actually someone on Reddit that made that suggestion. They said, I went to my family and I said last Christmas, I made the suggestion not to give any presents to each other. Only the children should be gifted. We're
Mm,
all grown-ups. We can
yeah,
buy whatever we want when we need it. Everyone agreed.
exactly.
They see the benefit, less frustration,
Yep.
spying, no standing in lines the last hour before Christmas Eve. Not to mention, you save some or a lot of money by not buying stuff that ends up being replaced or deep in a wardrobe that you don't use, which I think is
Hmm.
also a great idea. And I do kind of feel that way because you will buy, you gift a gift to somebody and you don't necessarily know if they're going to use it or not. I know what I need and want, and
Yeah,
I'm going to go and buy that and going to get it for
exactly.
myself as it is anyway. I don't really need
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
White elephant gifts are a great idea, like what you mentioned about pulling names out of a hat and having fun
Hmm.
that way. And you can kind of set a reasonable limit like that. 20,
Yeah.
$30. It could be a piece of stuff at that point, but it is about that experience, that getting together
Hmm.
at the holidays and sharing it that way. I've seen some families where they will just have like a couple's elephant gift, and they set like maybe a larger amount, and you kind of
Mm.
have this trading war of like, okay, you open this
Oh
up,
yeah.
okay, you get to pick this gift, I will trade you this, and it becomes like a fun war of who
Yeah.
ends up with what, and you create kind of that experience that way, and that years later you
Yeah.
still are talking about of like, oh, you got
Hmm.
the towel warmer, I'm still angry at you jokingly that you got the towel warmer. You
Right.
can you instead of overthinking about, am I are they going to be happy about this? You can say, okay, let's set a reasonable amount of money.
Mhm.
Utilize this as an opportunity to create a memory, which is what
Yeah.
really matters
Yeah.
this holiday season. But spend at your limit and be reasonable about it, and don't go into debt because there's absolutely no need, because you can spend a little amount of money and have a great memorable experience, or you can go into debt and create a
Mhm.
memorable experience. It's better to just spend that reasonable amount of money, get the same experience, if not better, and
Yeah.
not have the stress.
Yeah. And I think you should be able to opt out, right? Like
Yes.
if the person
Yes.
that had the $1,500 and now they're down to 100, they shouldn't be buying gifts. I know it sounds cold,
Yeah.
right? But it's going into debt or, going to check because of Christmas just sounds horrible, right? It's
Yeah.
not what it's about, like you were
Yeah.
saying, right?
It's not worth it at all.
Who's
So,
who's getting the 22 billion, right? That you're talking about.
yeah, not
Not me,
us.
not
Well,
us.
we kind of sort of on the end when it comes to our retirement funds with, maybe if we have some retail in our portfolio, kind of
Oh,
sort
there
of,
you go. Yeah.
but,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
in the long run. So,
Yeah.
you know who does? Jeff Bezos. And we're paying for the gas.
Right?
We're paying for the gas for his boat that's going to be in the Mediterranean while he's enjoying it this holiday season. That's what we're paying for. What
There's
a
gotta be
life.
someone we gotta pick on,
That's right. And
right? He's a good target.
God bless him, and I hope he enjoys this holiday season on the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
If you'd like to invite us, we're more than happy to go.
Yeah.
We're more than
It's a
happy to
tough life.
join you. So
Tough life.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, along with that, though, too, this is also an opportunity where some family members also might utilize this as an opportunity to gift money, though, too,
Mhm.
during the holiday season. There was one Reddit story from Patty Rain said, "My son doesn't really want much this year. He's been really interested in investing, which is really awesome.
Cool.
I like to give him some stock or money to go invest or something along that line. He does have one free stock from his trading account that he has, his online trading account. I won't name
Mhm.
which one because they're not paying us, and for legal reasons, we're not going to mention them. Sorry, guys. I could maybe put money in the account for him to invest, or maybe I can give him some cash to be able to do that. Just
Mhm.
giving him some cash won't mean much to him, but giving him the money to be able to put in his account and to invest means the world, which I
Yeah.
think is a really smart idea that way.
That's
So
great.
let's talk about that. Number one, if someone wanted to do something like that, if you have, maybe this is a great opportunity to teach children or kids in your world the
Mhm.
power and benefit of investing, whether it's giving them a little bit of money to put into an account to be able
Yeah.
to to play into the trading world, or to put it into some sort of investment vehicle that maybe they can't touch until they're
Yeah.
18 or when they're older.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, that's, my parents, put money in every year for their grandchildren into their education savings plans,
Love
right?
that.
And so it's awesome. So, timing on that RESP accounts in Canada, you wanna make sure you have the root or you don't wanna go over the 2,500 per child per year, because that's where the maximum grant
Hmm.
is. Um, so, you gotta manage that. Maybe it goes in the new year versus December, but, I think it's a great idea, and the kids or the grandkids, they get a card, right?
Hmm.
Appa and Nana put X amount into your education plan,
Hmm.
and, that'll pay off, like,
Yeah.
that'll be such a great gift down the road
Yeah.
when they use it for university or college or wherever they go. That's a cool thing. Tax-free savings accounts. Again, it's done on the calendar year. That's a good spot to teach adults. They have
Hmm.
to be 18 to have one of those.
Hmm.
But I think you're a beginning adult at 18, hey?
Yeah.
Maybe at 20 you're an adult. 21, it's your first year of being an adult.
Well,
22,
they say that it's about
right?
23 when I think the frontal cortex is really when it's actually kind
Hmm,
of coming into play and grown. And that's kind of technically when the brain is an adult. It's really not until you're later in your 20s, like
right.
23 is at that point. So
Yeah.
definitely your early 20s, your brain really isn't even there yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea. It's, compounding periods, right? The more compounding periods you have, the earlier you start, the greater or the more compounding periods you'll have.
Yep.
So putting into a kid's account, that sounded like the young adult the Redditor was giving to her
Yeah.
son.
Yep.
I love it. I love that idea, right?
Yeah.
We can have informal trusts here in Canada, or just have it in a separate account that the parents manage for the kid, right? But
Yeah.
and it's a good learning opportunity, right?
So for the
Hmm.
grandparents, if they wanted to, give this as a gift to their grandchildren, is this something that they should reach out to their kids before giving it to the grandchildren to arrange
Yeah,
to, or is this something that they can just kind of give on their own, and put their grandkids' name on it and be done with it, or is this something they should probably
yeah.
coordinate?
I think coordinating with the parents is a good idea, unless there's some issue there. But
Hmm.
yeah, because then the grandparents don't have to worry about making it part of their estate plan, right? In case something
Ah, yeah,
happens
gotcha.
sooner rather than later. I think that's a great idea. And technically, depending on the accounts, how they're set up, you probably need the parents to sign off on that.
Along with that being said, you mentioned about, the money coming in the envelope that, the old tradition, which
Mhm.
sometimes so, which, I growing up, I kind of had that with some grandparents, which I was always
Yeah.
grateful for to have
Yeah, me too.
have a little bit of that. Is it, a smart thing to maybe, put into an investment vehicle, one of, some sort of, what we just talked about around the holidays? Or is this something to, just kind of hold off and maybe after the first of the year, put in? Is there like a
Yeah.
benefit whether doing it before or after January 1st for whether tax reasons or any other reason? Is there, a pros and cons to it, or does it really not matter?
Yeah, I mean, taxes are always secondary in my mind.
Mhm,
Getting the money in is primary, but you
mhm,
need to watch out which type of account it is. So if it's an RESP, do they have the room? Have they maxed out the grant that year?
mhm,
So if they have, put it in January. Same with the tax free savings account. Have they maxed out the room for the current year? Do they need to wait until January to get the new room? Yeah. And I guess in a non-registered account, there could be a dividend date that they could get, you know, taxed on.
mhm.
So yeah, beginning of the year is not a bad idea. I know when I was a kid, if I got the envelope,
Yes,
with
grandpa, tell
20
us what you
bucks,
did when you were a kid.
20 bucks was a lot. It
Oh,
depends how
yeah.
old I was, but there
Yep.
was certainly no investing it. It was like, woo, I'm
Yes,
going out and I'm spending this. I think that's the fun part too, kids.
I agree.
But,
Have a little bit of fun with it. So
yeah.
yeah, have a
I
little bit
mean,
of fun with it.
investing is very important, but
Mhm.
kids got to have fun.
Yeah.
That's kind of their experience too. Like, oh, I've got this, and they may not equate it, they might buy something stupid,
Mhm.
but they'll equate, that, oh, Nana gave me money. This is awesome. I love
Yeah.
Nana. Hopefully
Right.
for more reasons than money, but, you know, super
Mm,
fun.
it can be a learning opportunity because you can go to your kid and go, "Okay, here's $20. Right now, you can take that $20 and you can go buy a toy at the toy store, or you can take that $20, you can put it in the bank, and it's gonna be able to help pay for your assisted living when you're 95 years old. What would you like to do with this, son? Merry
I'm waiting until
Christmas."
you die, mom and dad, so I can get my inheritance, and that'll pay for my assisted living at the end of the day.
Touche. Touche. And that is how the the Christmas holiday fight of 2025 started, ladies and gentlemen. That is how the turkey leg got thrown across thrown across the table, and that's how it all started.
Right?
All right, so we're gonna wrap up with this a little fun story. I mean, we've been having fun with all of this, but if you always have your own personal questions, maybe you do come up with something, you do fall into a little bit of money from a relative this holiday season, and you have some questions about
Mhm.
where to put it and how to deal with it. You can always reach out to Chris. Chris, how can they find you on the interwebs?
Foxfinancial.ca.
And before we wrap up
Mhm.
here, though, you can, like I said, you find them there. This was a fun little story. This is from a couple of years ago, but I thought this was kind of fun to talk about. So How do you handle giving gifts to your significant other on Christmas when you're both involved in the household finances? I'm starting to think about a big ticket Christmas gift for my wife, but
Mm,
we are both hands-on with our financial decisions and overall transparency. It sounds cliche, but I don't want anything. I know she'll say the same, but I would love to give her the gift I'm thinking of. But if I ask her to create a gift budget, then I'll end up getting a gift I don't actually need, and in essence, we'll end up paying double for her gift. So,
mm,
how do you handle the situation in your family? This is an interesting question because, a husband and wife, sit down and they go through the budget and they, have a joint checking account and, or,
mhm.
a joint credit card, and you don't necessarily want them seeing it. And I know
Yep.
you mentioned about, having cash and, having, a certain amount out
Yeah.
and you spend only this amount. And, for those under the age of, 30, cash is a piece of paper that you go to a machine and you put a card in and it can be used as legal tender for goods and services. But then she might question, like, why did you take $500 out of the
Right?
ATM? Where did you take that? And, what was the club that you took it to's name?
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
could answer a lot of questions. So when you're in this type
Yeah.
of situation, Chris Fox,
Oh,
what
me.
does a man do when he wants to surprise his wife at Christmas?
Oh, I have multiple thoughts on this, and I'm gonna get in trouble. I know right now I'm in trouble. So, with Kelly and I,
Yeah.
it would be a conversation. It's like
Hmm.
if they're, he's like, "Hey, we should do this for Christmas," and it
Yeah.
sounds like it sounded to me like it was a trip. Like,
Could be. Yeah.
could be a big trip. Just say, "Hey, this is what I wanna do for Christmas." Or, maybe in a card, like, make don't spend the money yet unless it's on sale, right?
Hmm.
But if you can, like, make a little gift certificate, like, "Hey, this is
Mm.
a trip for 2 to wherever," or, "This is what I wanna buy." And then she could say, "Oh, that's awesome. I can't wait to do it." Or you could back out. She could back out. So the money hasn't been
Ah.
spent. I have a card that's in my name, so I can hide gifts for her. Also, Kelly doesn't really look at the statements very
Mhm.
often, so I could and we have a joint card, so I could put it there, and she wouldn't even know, and we just pay at the end of the month, right? I'm
I
gonna get in
do
trouble for that.
I do love the idea though of kinda giving them an out still where you can kinda create a certificate that way of,
Yeah.
"This is what I think we should," "This is our gift," and if, she still does have an out at that point in the
Mhm.
event that you go, maybe it's been a
Yeah,
little bit of a rough year, maybe we shouldn't." So
yeah,
that's actually a really great idea, I love that.
yeah. Because I mean, you could be giving something that your partner doesn't want or feels
True.
like it's too much, right?
True, yeah.
"Oh, Kelly, another mountain bike? How could you?" You could anytime.
But Chris, is that mountain bike actually for her or for you?
It's for both of us
Uh-huh.
because if I am healthy, I
Mhm,
will live longer and I
mhm,
will have no stress in my life when I ride my
mhm,
mountain bike.
mhm.
So it's a win-win.
There we go.
And
There
then
it
she
is.
gets her quiet time because I'm out on my mountain bike.
There you go.
How can I sell this more?
I can see the wheels
The
spinning.
wheels are turning.
He's gonna make it happen.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a Merry Christmas in the Chris Fox household this
I'm
holiday
so happy
season.
with my bikes. I
Gotta get
don't have
another
to
one.
worry about that.
All right.
Not yet.
I think we've solved all of Christmas, all of the Christmas drama, all the Christmas finances in this episode.
No grinching around.
No, hey, da da da. Um, Once again, if you would like some more information about Chris and how him and his team can help you with your financial situation and your long-term financial goals, Chris, how can they find you?
Again, foxfinancial.ca. It's
And
free. You
it's
can get
free.
on there and
Mhm.
go on the web and it's free. You can find me free.
and and you can send them a message, and I'll be happy to have a complimentary conversation with you, learn about your
Absolutely.
financial situation, and especially as you're going to be starting out the new year here, might be a good idea to start to
Mhm.
have a take a look at your
Yeah,
situation and see what could be ahead for the future. So
anything. It's wide open. The future's wide open.
It is wide open. So this is our last episode before we wrap up for the month. We will have a new episode coming up here right at the beginning of the first of the year. So I hope you and yours have a great holiday season. And
You
Chris,
too,
I hope
Matt.
you and your family have a very Merry Christmas and Happy
You as
Holidays as
well.
well.
Can't wait. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. All the fun things. I hope you have a great experience. All the
Good.
love. What are
And
you doing, Matt?
We normal family stuff. Nothing too crazy. Just
Yeah.
normal family stuff. How about you?
Us too. We go see the in-laws and my folks out on the coast, and my sisters come, and it's awesome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gonna be so nice.
Merry ho ho.
Merry ho ho to you as well. And thanks so much for listening. And make sure to follow us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you check out your podcast. And we'll be back right after the first of the new year, and we'll be continuing on. And make sure to follow us on Instagram as well. By the way, we'll be posting. You'll be at this
Sweet.
point when you see this episode, we'll have a bunch of new clips for you to check out and have some great information up for you as well. Thanks so much for listening. Happy holidays, and we'll see you after the new year.
Merry ho ho. Thanks.
Trademarks owned by Investment Planning Council Incorporated and licensed to its subsidiary corporations. Investment Planning Council is a fully integrated wealth management company. Mutual funds available through IPC Investment Corporation and IPC Securities Corporation. Securities available through IPC Securities Corporation, a member of the Canadian Investor Protection Fund. Insurance products available through Chris Fox.